I done told this many times, but like, when we get out of prison, you still be remembering all those things that happened to you. And like, I had all this shit in my head, but I ain't had nobody to talk to about it. Because every time I try to talk to somebody, family members and everybody else, friends, they hear me talking, but they ain't like listening because they ain't never been through the things me and you've been through. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a fact.
I got on YouTube, and Jay Williams was one of the people I started watching. So like I done went through all of his videos because it like takes you back there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When he's talking, it's like you remembering all this stuff in your head about being in a cell and all that, man. So like I ain't gonna lie, I seen you on there was it last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got fanned out for a second. I was like, shh, man, my boy, he finally made it. Finally
Yeah,
made
man.
it.
Like it's all good, man. It's a good feeling to touch bases. Like you'll be up on this soon. You'll be getting
Yeah.
like what you need to be getting too. You already know that
Oh, you
shit.
see, yeah. If y'all wondering, I'm gonna be on Jay Williams soon. He gonna get me on there. I sent him the email. I just gotta wait for him to go shuffle through it. But yeah, man. You oh, if you missed it, go to Jay Williams and go. You gotta go not to his new videos, but you gotta go to live, and you'll see the episode where Big Miz was on there last night.
Yup, yup. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Read.
Yeah, yeah. But we ain't done a cell talk in a while. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
man. Yeah, it's been a few days now. I mean,
Yeah, but
but that's
for
cool.
this episode right here, we're gonna talk about the different type of inmates that be in the prison system.
Yup, yup. And who you can come across and how they be kicking it in there. Yup.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the lifers, the short timers. We got the young inmates, older inmates, first time offenders, repeat offenders. That fake tough guy that always be barking like a dog. You know what I'm saying? You got all bark, no bite. You got
Mhm.
the quiet ones that are dangerous inmates. Those are the ones you need to watch out for. I ain't gonna lie. The quiet ones, because those ones get down to business. I'm telling you. The manipulators, hustlers. You always got that OG that knows everything. Any situation you can think of, he's done been through it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The one that be telling you slow down, youngin. Like
Yeah,
I
I
see
remember.
you. Yeah.
Anytime I got I got a write up or whatever, and I had to go. What they call it when you get a write up and you got to go
A
to a hearing.
DR, a
Yeah,
disciplinary,
yeah, discipline. I forgot the word, but anytime I had to
disciplinary.
go to yeah, anytime I had to go to one of those, I always find the OG, that one old inmate. I go to him like, yo, OG, can you help me out? Yo, what I got to do? Oh, you can beat this easy. You can beat this easy. This is easy beat. You know what I'm saying? He always got one of those, man.
Yeah, that know the guidelines of the jails and stuff like that. Like we
Yeah, I
had
ain't
the
gonna lie.
SOP guidelines.
I ain't gonna lie. A OG, a old timer, he saved me when my very first time going to jail. Like very first time when I was a teenager, I got in trouble. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I only seen TV on. I mean, I only seen jail on. Like cops and stuff. On TV. So I'm going in there. I'm all nervous. I'm thinking. I'm like, damn, they gonna put me around murders and stuff. You be thinking wild stuff when you first go in there. And I went in there, and there was a gang in there when I first entered the pod. I had the baby face and all that. So there was a gang in there, and they had the outside area where you can go out and it'd be like bricks, and you can look up and see the sky. This was in North Carolina, Fayetteville, and there was it was during rec time. They had like 12 young dudes out there just posted up. They had the little glass you could see through. They sitting there just me mugging, just staring me down, all of them. I'm sitting right there in a plastic chair, trying pretending like I'm watching TV, but out the corner of my eye, I'm looking at them. I'm like, damn, they staring at me hard. They all just staring me down, me mugging me. Like you would think that they knew me, but I didn't know none of them. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, damn, man, you better get your ass whooped. I don't even know what to do in this situation. My first time coming to jail. So there was an OG next to me. He was playing chess with somebody else. And man, he looked over, he said, hey yo, what's your name? I told my name and stuff. He was like, "Well, you in a gang or something?" At that time, I wasn't gang banging. My whole family, they crip everything, but I didn't jump off the porch yet at this time, so I wasn't official yet. So I told him, nah. He said, well, damn, it looks like you got a problem. You better go take care of that right now. And if he wouldn't have told me that, I don't know what I would have done. Because when he told me that, I was like, damn, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sees it now. Like, you got to do something. So
Hmm.
I stood up and I looked over, and the CEO was in there doing rounds, going to check to see who was in their cell and shit. You got two options presented itself to me. I look over, I see all the dudes outside staring me down, and then I look over and I see the CO. Anybody that's going in, they're gonna be like, "Oh, the CO can save you or whatever." But nah, that wasn't even the option. Because if you got any kind of common sense, there's nothing good gonna come out. That CO is not gonna help you at all. You know what I'm saying? Is he's not that CO's nah. You have to go out there and you gotta. These are one of them times when you're in jail and prison. You got to stand up for yourself. And can't nobody do it for you. And that's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to tell people. You're in there. You're by yourself, unless you got people to hold you down. But you never know. It's hard to trust people. Man, I went straight outside. As soon as I went out there, they was like, "What's up?" No, I was like, "What's up? What's up?" I'm nervous as hell, but I sound confident. I'm like, "What's up? What's cracking?" Man, they were just saying, "What's up?" I guess they wasn't. They didn't think I was gonna come out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I was talking to them for a minute. One of them put out a Newport. We weren't even supposed to have cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Cigarettes have been banned. I got in a little corner. I was like, "Yo, can I hit that?" He let me hit it a couple times. Then the CEO was like, "Lockdown, lockdown. Everybody back to your cells." They was like, "Oh, yo, who cell you in?" I'm like, damn, what was the dude's name? I think his name was Juice. I think his name was Juice. They was like, "You in Juice cell?" Oh shit! Everybody starts saying, "Oh shit, he in Juice cell." Oh shit! I'm like, "Who the fuck is Juice? Man, who the fuck is Juice? Why they talking like that?" Man, so I went and it was this big ass dude. He was Crip. And he was one of the people out there. And I asked him, I was like, "Yo, what was that all about? Y'all staring me down and shit like that." He was like, "Oh, we were just testing you to see where your heart's at." He was like, "You came out there, so I mean, you got heart. So if I wouldn't have went out there, you know, I would have been prey, basically. If people don't see you stand up for yourself, that's what it is."
Yeah, yeah. Predominantly, that's how it's gonna go. Like anywhere you go, I
Yeah,
mean, they're gonna see how you're moving, even if you don't think that they're looking at you or paying attention to you. They're definitely paying attention to how you're moving. Like Cass is
everybody.
probably talking about you and everything. Like, yeah, look at buddy right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
look what
that's
she's
one thing
doing
I
to.
noticed about jail. Yo, they everybody talks all the time. They just sitting there talking. You would think it was like what they call it, a soap opera or something. The men be saying talking stuff about women be talking, but you go to prison or jail, everybody be talking about each other. You know what I'm saying? They telling everybody's business. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a fact. I done heard
Yeah.
some of the craziest situations by having different cellies and all that. Like, and once you like, for some people, once you get in the cell with them, like everything that they display once the door opens, they're different than when that door closes and they just being their self or whatever. Like you can see how simple certain people are, but then you can actually see how crazy some people are when you lock that door too. If they got their
Yeah.
screws loose, you be in there and
You got
just
some
looking
crazy
at each
people.
other.
You got some
Yeah, that's a
crazy
fact.
people out there. Like I ain't gonna lie, I seen some of the craziest people being in jail. I seen more crazier people in jail than I did in prison, to be honest with you. Because I
Hmm.
guess why people are in jail, like they might have just lost their house, they lost their wife, everything. They're going through like they lost their whole family. You know what I'm saying? They're realizing that this go probably gonna be their life, so they're going like emotions high. By the time they in prison, they probably got a hold of it. But they're in jail, man. That's when everything's off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Emotions, all that.
I think in the county jail, since it's more secluded and closed in, and they're not
Yeah,
spreading people out and like putting you in certain places where the mental health be over here, and people in the adolescents dorm being the Thunderdome, and the old man building is up there and all that. Like once you get to prison, they know how to send you certain places to kind of like separate you if you really have a issue. Like if you really have a medical issue, you're going to go to a medical type of camp. If you really have HIV or AIDS, you're going to be ducked off somewhere with the cats that got that sickness too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But in the county jail, when you just coming in, they ain't trying to separate you like that unless you talking about playing hangman, you know what I'm saying, or something like
yeah.
that. They're gonna get you up out of the dorm, you know what I'm saying, put you in one of them
Yeah,
turtle
they
suits.
have you in one of them damn Ninja Turtle suits.
Yeah, that's a
Shit.
natural.
Yeah, but and that's the thing about it. You go to jail or prison, man. You don't never know who you're gonna be living with. They're gonna put you in anybody's cell. You know what I'm saying? I think down the West Coast, it's more racial segregated, so they're not gonna mix races. But down here on the East Coast, man, they put you in anybody's cell.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's a
Matter of
fact.
fact, earlier you interviewed a guy that lived his life as a female. Earlier, you did that interview.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you in prison or jail with somebody like that, as a gang member, you're not allowed to go in the cell with somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're like
Yeah,
not allowed. Like you go in that cell and you're gonna get DP'd and everything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, what Sabrina or Princess is what that individual goes by was saying that as soon as they got to the county jail on site, when the officers saw this individual, they said, "Hey, you're going to PC, no matter what. You have no say so in it, nothing." And when he went down the road, PC. I mean, and they was
See, it's
just
different.
well,
It's
the
different up here.
PCP,
Where was he from?
Cali.
Oh, see, it's different over there. Down here, man, they keep them on the tip of everybody else. The COs will force you to go in there. They say, go get in that cell. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going in that cell. They're like, you going in the cell or you going to the hole? You're refusing housing. That's what they said. You're refusing housing. You're going to the hole. Damn,
Mhm.
man, I can't go in there. The fuck, they know what they be doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I can dig it. I can
because
dig
this
it,
is
man.
what happened though. A lot of people don't understand this. Somebody that's never been to jail or prison, if you go into the cell with somebody that lives their life as a female and you're in a gang, your first night in there, man, you might as well did whatever because everybody's gonna assume that's what you did. And the next day, you're gonna get DP'd, you're gonna get punished. They're gonna tell you, they might even like, put you off the tier, you might become a mission because you're making the gang look weak and they can't have that because ain't no one person bigger than the gang.
Mm-mm-mm. That's crazy. That's crazy business.
Now, and
Crazy
I seen
business.
civilians go in there, people that are not in the gang, and it can end bad for them too. Because say that they're not on any that type of time, they go in there and they might as well have done something because everybody's going to assume that they're them two are dating. They're going to be talking bad on your name. Any camp you go to after that, they're going to associate you with that. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to leave. It's a stain that you can't never wipe off. You might have not even done nothing. It's like an
Yeah,
unspoken jail rule.
yeah, that's crazy. That's actually shout out because like in the chain gang where like these cats they like wipe stuff off they face and do all that when they on the walk moving around. They might have lip gloss and all that with tight pants on and all this little whatever. But it takes them to be like over the weekend or when inspection is gone and they just walking around the dorm, and then you get the change out of your stuff, get you, because you got to be inspection ready in the morning. But after they're gone and then they change and start moving around, they be looking crazy as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yo,
I
last time I was in jail. Oh, you had something to say?
nah,
I
go
didn't mean
ahead,
to
go
cut
ahead.
you off. Last time I was in jail, we had this one guy. He lived his life as a female, and he was skinny as hell, and he wore we had to wear orange shorts in the jail I was at. It was like orange shorts. If you didn't have orange shorts or a white t-shirt, you had to wear the orange jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? It's just more comfortable. You can buy off commissary the orange shorts and stuff. And he would buy like small pairs of shorts, like what I'm saying? They super tight. Have a shirt all like knotted up like a girl's. One day he came out that cell, and I guess he didn't, put on all his stuff. And he was looking rough. He looked like a whole different person.
They always
Crazy.
look for
Look,
today.
look. You see everybody that was trying to talk to him while he be all spiffied up and shit. Everybody sitting there trying to talk to him. All the people that undercover. That one day he came out looking like that, ain't nobody talking to him.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, if
And
they walking around with stubble all on their face and all that, and stuff
yeah,
growing and all that, yeah, they
yo, let it be a time that we on lockdown and we ain't allowed to have razors or something like that. Yeah,
yo. I'm trying to tell you, it's different. It's way different. Like in certain places, like the fact that when I went to Gwinnett County Jail, and when we had that little rumble situation on the little small yard or whatever, and they couldn't put us in the hole, and then they put us in J pod or whatever, and that was the pod that these um transgender individuals was at. Like, I noticed when they came out for their rec time and stuff like that, they're like when they're going, getting in line, getting their razors and stuff like that, and they go back to the cell, then they clean their face up and they doing all the stuff. When they come back out, I'm seeing some of them snapping bras on and all that, doing all
yeah,
the stuff
yeah,
before they
yeah,
put their shirt on. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
what is going on? And I was there a store day, and I saw the stuff that they was getting, like rollers, and they was getting panties and all. I was like, yo, how is they letting
yo,
them do this right here? But it is what it is.
yo. You
It
you
is what
remind
it is.
you made me remember something that I never talked about. Yo, that same person I was talking about earlier, that when I was in jail, the one that lived his life like that.
Mhm.
So, when you're a guy, you only get like boxers, socks. You go and buy stuff like that. The females on the female side of the jail, they can buy sport bras and all that, and panties and stuff. Somehow, I don't know how he did it, but he got like a connect where he got a hold of some women's sports bras, panties and all that. And he took Kool-Aid. He took the red Kool-Aid and he dyed it. He dyed his underwear and his bra pink, right? To be like a girl, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we
Mm.
had a laundry man. It was this older black bald-headed dude. And tell me why he put his clothes and all that into the laundry and gave it to the older black man. And, yo, he got it. He was like, "Hell no, I ain't washing that. I ain't touching that shit. I ain't touching that." He made a big scene and all that in the pod. That was some funny stuff, man. Basically, he was like, I ain't touching that bra. I ain't touching them pink panties because they gotta pick it up with the hand and put it in the wash and dryer, the one inmate that does clothes for everybody, and he refused to do that.
Yeah,
They were going
yeah,
back and
like,
forth. You know what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
think he was being a little extra with that. Like,
He
if he can't
was, he
put
was,
gloves on, like he can't put gloves on to handle his
man.
business, like unless he thinking, I don't know what he thinking. Like, But
You
he
know how
got it.
some of them older people are, them old timers, man. They stuck in their ways, man, and they'll make something that don't seem like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem like a big deal. He could have did anything. He could have just took the net bag, didn't touch nothing, and just dumped it in there. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he's figuring, oh, I gotta take it out and fold it and shit. I'm not doing none of that. He just wanted to make a scene. You know, I don't know. But it was funny
Yeah,
though, because when
that's
you
how
locked
it's
up,
thinking.
that's your only sense. That's your only entertainment is watching other people's drama.
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy because I think I done bumped into plenty of dudes just like him. You know what I'm saying? Just like him. I see
Yeah,
stuff and really they be wanting people to be looking at what they saying. Them old heads. But oh no,
yeah.
hell no. Oh no, man. Uh, yeah.
Shit, you never know. Hey, in in a couple of years, you might grow up to be one. You don't know. We unks right now. You don't
Yo,
know. In a couple of years,
I
we might be
want
them.
to grow up to be nice and old. I would definitely want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I'm going to be extra old man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
extra old man. Yeah,
I don't even really be wanting to yell at this age. You know what I'm saying? Or be loud or nothing like that. I'd be liking to be easy. So it kind of is what it is.
yeah. It's crazy, man. It gets crazy though, you know. But that's how it is. I remember when I was in prison, there used to be this one dude, this one older guy, and he be in the pot. And every time somebody come out there, they always ask him for coffee shots. Yo, he started hiding his coffee. He come out there
Yo,
hiding his coffee. Yeah,
this person right here, right? This user person, they was
yeah.
on my channel. They was on my channel as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think I know who that person is that's coming on here and didn't take their time to even put who they are. And they came on to my live talking crazy. And now they coming in to do the same thing over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just
I
watch
don't know.
out for that.
I thought it was just somebody random. I don't know. You got some haters now?
Yeah, nah, I definitely got some haters. I closed down the channel and not dealing with them people. You know what I'm saying? And ever since, it's been stuff like this going on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, and they was waiting to do that. You know what I'm saying? But
All
I'm
Star
exposed.
Jr. I
I'm
finally
exposed.
got one. Jail. Ben 10 is a bitch. Oh, you still talking about that JR? Man, that stuff's old news, man. That stuff, the hype has died down from that. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? When it first happened, you know, that was big news. But now it's just gonna keep dwindling it down because I don't think nothing's gonna come up off of this. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Who's All
Ben 10
Star
wasn't even that
JR?
big. Remember when we did
Oh
a
yeah,
couple,
yeah. I
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get any bigger than that. I think it's gonna die down. They got all the clout they got off of that. Ben 10, nobody even knew who Ben 10 was. I mean, if you really a big NBA fan, you gonna know who he is. But to the average person, that's probably the first time they heard of him.
Ben 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
man.
what other kind of inmates did you see in prison?
What other type of inmates do you come across?
You need me to throw
Yo,
one out there?
go ahead, you can.
All right, all right. We done talked about the older inmates, young inmates. They ain't really nothing to say about young inmates. I mean, I don't know. Um, I don't know.
Now
It's crazy.
it's
There
actually a lot
there
to
is.
say
I just thought
about
about
a
something.
young inmate.
You know, you got to be 18 years or older. If you're under 18, this is what they and you're in jail. They will keep you up front. They're not allowed to put you in the back with the rest of the pod because if you get hurt or something, that's a lawsuit. So if they're like 17 or whatever until they get to juvenile or whatever they figure to go to, they'll keep them up front. You know what I'm saying? Every jail's got a little front area where there's empty cells. They'll keep them up there. But
Mm.
the 18-year-old inmates, the young ones that came back there with me, Man, I befriended a couple, you know what I'm saying? I had this one kid, man, he was like my mini me, yo. Like I'm saying, like he like idolized me. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I come out there for rec, he's right there. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere I go, he's right there. You know what I'm saying? If I get into it with somebody, yo, he's right behind me, like, barking like a little chihuahua. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's crazy though, but they're very impressionable, yo, and that's why I like putting these videos out because being around somebody that young, I could see, I could have told that kid anything I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? He would have believed it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lead him. I'm not like that, and I wouldn't tell nobody anything that I wouldn't want to hear or whatever. But I'm just saying he was very impressionable, and that's how it is nowadays. You got these rappers and these older people in the streets leading the youth astray, and I see it, man. It's crazy. They thinking just because somebody knows a little bit more than them that they know everything. Some people, they don't know shit, and they will lead them astray. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's a fact. That's a natural fact. Like that's the new crash outs or the new crash dummies is these young boys that come into the prison systems or even just jumping off the porch now. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a whole bunch of them in training. Like to this day, right now, in every major city, there's some crash outs ready to go and be a crash dummy
Yeah,
for
but
any
that's the
type of
thing, though.
association.
That's the thing, though. It don't have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen a lot of they would get them to join the gang. You know what I'm saying? We had this one young dude. He joined the Crips. And he was a crash out. I ain't gonna lie. The OGs and everybody, they told him they was like they would send him on missions before they send anybody else. They be all huddled up. I'm sitting right there, I'm listening to them. They sitting there like, yo, we got a problem, yo, over there. Oh, we're just gonna send youngin after him. Yeah, because I'm about to get out. I ain't trying to fuck my time up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to fuck. Now we just send the young one over there. You know what I'm saying? It was just something convenient, and it's messed up.
Yeah, that's not cool, man. Like instead of sitting them down and asking them like, why did you get here? How did you get here? You know what I'm saying? At this age, like who's your OG? Who's your dad or your uncle? Who's telling you like what's going on in life? And if you don't got that, sit them down and school them a little bit so they won't have to go through that type of stuff. Not send them
Yeah.
on missions where they can hurt somebody or either get hurt. Like that don't
Well,
make no
well,
sense.
the people doing it, is the people who don't care about nobody. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about them. They care about themselves. And you know what I'm saying? They use the gang as a tool. They're not in it for all the right reasons. They just using people as a tool to get to where they need to be. And I came across a lot of those people in prison. You know what I'm saying? A lot.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Crazy work.
What? What do you
Like you
say?
know,
That's crazy, man. What about the fake tough guys? What about that, yo? You had any experiences with that?
man, did I ever like in Atlanta back in the day when I was going to Fulton County Jail, man, you had a lot of them. Like, cause it took it takes like 8 people to attack somebody at the time that I was there. It would they would have to be 5 deep, 8 deep
Hey,
before they doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
that's how
And
jail is, though.
yeah, and you get the cats by themselves, they're either copping pleas or they real easy going. You know what I'm saying? Or they straight goofy. They just be laughing and playing and doing this, that, and the third. They really don't be wanting no problems. You know what I mean? Then you find
Yeah.
out like they can't fight. If it's a one-on-one, they didn't even know how to fight. Nobody taught them how. You know what I'm
Hell
saying? Just
no.
doing windmills and all that. And, like crazy work, man.
Man, with that right there, I seen these kind of situations. I remember I was in a pod. I was in a pod, and the Bloods, they weren't deep over there. They only had like two Bloods over there. And the
Mm,
whole time I was over there, these two dudes, one was laid back. He was older. He ain't messing with nobody. He was just trying to fight his case and deal with what he had to deal with. The other one was young, and he was always trying to, like, what I'm saying, throw around his weight, but he wouldn't take it there. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like caught, like he would be a little smart with some people, but he wouldn't take it all the way. Now, as
mm.
soon as they started moving a whole bunch of Bloods over there, oh, he changed into a whole different person. Now he's taking it all the way. His whole personality switched up. You know what I'm saying? Before, he would have just walked away. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have got involved with stuff. Now he's getting involved with stuff don't even got nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'll be talking about right there. Like that
That's
type of stuff.
cowardness. I despise people like that. Ain't gonna lie, because that's the same person who ain't never gang banged in their life, and then they get to the county jail and try to find a gang. Like, you ain't
Yeah,
never done this before, never, never.
man, these dudes, they can see they little homeboys like that homeboy stuff, and this dude can be just the one that be sitting in front of the TV all the time, chilling. I mean, and soon as his homeboy come in the dorm, now he Billy Badass and all that. Like, he want all the smoke. He not going for nothing strange now and all that. Like, these cats, like, they get courage from other people
Yeah,
or with numbers and all that. And I don't really respect that. I respect the ones that'll surprise you when you run in a cell, or you try to play games in their face, and then they mess around and whip you real good or pour you out. And now everybody talking about, like, dang, I ain't know OG was going out like that, or I ain't know bro was doing it like that. He be quiet as hell in front of the TV.
hey,
Um,
it be the quiet ones. It be the quiet ones.
exactly. Like, gotta show up and show out because they've been doing it for a minute already. That's the thing. They've been doing it.
Yeah,
Like, it ain't new. It ain't new to them. You know what I mean? So they know staying quiet is how you move. And then when you gotta get active, you get active. That's
yeah,
it. Yeah, when it's time to get active, you get active. You don't gotta do the lip profession and all that, like, to be a cell gangster or a lip gangster. Like, nah. There's different ways people go about that. I mean, and the calmer you
yeah,
are,
real.
the straighter you be in the situation.
Yep. All right, what's another person? I don't lost my page. Oh, yo, you know what got me thinking? All these different types of people we talking about, right? This is
Mm.
why I say, for anybody that's never been to jail or prison, this is the main reason why you don't talk to nobody when you get there. I mean, you got to talk to somebody eventually, but you mind your business. Don't get in people's business, because once you talk to one of these characters that we're talking about, you open the door till you talk to them one time. Then you open the door. Next time you come out yourself, now they feel like they can talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Now they can come ask you for shit. You know what I'm saying? This is why you don't be friendly with everybody, because you open that door. And trust me, in jail, a lot of people ain't got shit in there. Like, their families disowned them. They might have just got into a fight with the whole family, and they ain't got nobody to talk to. So they scheming up a way, you know, to try to get commentary off of somebody else. They see you, they're like, oh, I'm trying to be friendly with him. Maybe he'll look out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how about that? How about
Yeah.
that? All right, let me set this back up.
Oh shit! Got the business phone ringing.
Hold on, just a minute.
Yep. Yeah, but for anybody
Hello.
new, just coming into the live, I do prison stories on my
Okay,
channel.
I'm live right now. I'm on YouTube Live right now. All right, I'll call you back when I get off the live. Is that all
I ain't
right?
trying to be nosy, but I can't say nothing. You know, loud.
Yo, I should have had her. I should have had her call in on my other phone
Yeah,
because I think
yeah,
she was
I
about
was
to
trying to
tell me.
talk so they couldn't, so nobody couldn't hear your thing. But every time you were louder than me, so I was like, "Fuck it, I can't." Say.
I think she
Yo,
was going to talk about the prison. Like she had somebody in prison, and I think she was about to give me an update.
you
I
talking
should
about
have like call in.
the person you interviewed earlier?
Nah, another lady off of TikTok.
Oh, yo, we've been interviewing a lot of people. Is there somebody that we haven't got in the interview yet?
Um, I think doing the I mean the DV situation would be a good idea. You know what
Well,
I'm
for
saying?
the guy or the girl?
For the girls, like
Oh,
for
okay.
girls
You
that,
know,
that
I'm saying
been
a guy ain't really going. They ain't gonna be a guy. I don't see a guy coming on here and be like, "Hey, world, this is what I did. I beat the crap out of my girlfriend.
nah, 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 nah,
Follow me
nah.
on YouTube." You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
I'm talking about the
All
victims.
right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? About what we were saying earlier when people were saying about the victims or whatever. Now, like, yo, why don't we get a group of them, like three of them, that come on and say something like you will probably have people inside the chat that's actually been through a DV situation and they might not have spoken to nobody
Yeah. I
about
mean,
it. And
yo,
so
if you're watching this right now, and you've been to prison, you got some crazy stories, or maybe you ain't even been to prison. You done did some crazy, crimes. You done, I don't know what you did, but you did something crazy. You want to come on here, and get some clout? Contact us. Put a comment. We'll see it. Put it in this video or any of my videos. I'll contact you.
yeah, you will have to go through a screening
Who
process
probably
though.
gave it
You
up for
gotta
some soda and soups? Who gave it up for some soda and soups?
man, they
That's
tripping.
crazy.
Soda and soup.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I remember lots of nights, sometimes prison got me messed up in the head. That's why I'm perfect for doing this kind of stuff because even when I'm not online, like I'm constantly thinking about prison because like I spent so much time in the cell and like it's grained in my head. Like I'll be sitting on like the bed, watching TV and I'll zone out and I'll start, remembering times that I was in a cell starving, you know, I'm like, yo, anybody got a soup out there? Anybody got a noodle until Friday? Does anybody got, I'm just sitting there remembering times like that. And there was a lot of times like that. I remember somebody saying, yeah, I got a noodle, but you got to make a line and come down here. So I got to hurry up and cut my sheet all up. My celly's like, man, what you doing? I'm trying to sleep. Man, I'm trying to get this noodle. Shut up. Got to fish down there, get the noodle. Then you might got an asshole CO that's on duty. He coming up to do rounds. He see my fishing line up there. I got the noodle. He grabs the fishing line and yanks it. He's saying, "Is this yours?" Throws it right in the trash with the noodle. I'm like, CO, you gonna do me like that? I'm just remembering all these things, man. Like they used to be like you know what I'm saying? It's like things like that. This was every night. Stuff like that happens. I remember, when I say I've been in there for like 8 years, it might sound like nothing, but 8 years is a long ass time.
Yeah, to be doing some time. You can lose focus on some people, and if you got some
Yeah.
kids that's at a certain age, that's a
Yeah,
pivotal
imagine,
time.
imagine your girl's, she ain't even had the baby yet. Her belly big as shit. You get locked up. You gotta do 8 years. Next time you get out, the kid's gonna be fucking talking, drinking Kool-Aid out of sippy cups and shit. Man, all that time gone.
Yeah,
They
eight
don't even
years
know who you
old.
are.
They running around. You know what I'm saying? They
They're
ain't even
calling you
functioning.
Dave. You know what I'm saying? They're not even calling you dad. They're saying, hey, Dave, when did you meet mommy, Dave?
Hmm. Like that's it, boy. That's
Y'all
what
see, y'all
that's
ever
what
seen
builds
any
confidence.
stabbings or crazy stuff go down? Let's hear one of them stories. Yeah, I seen some crazy stabbings. I could tell you a story. See, I already
So
told some of these stories on my channel, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell this one again. My first time ever going to prison. First time ever. I'm still in the jail. I've been to the jail, a couple of times through when I was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and up in Maryland. But this is the first time I got convicted and had to do prison time. So, I already know I got to go to prison. So when you get sentenced, the next time they get a group of inmates together, it might be a week, but you're gone. Then the next ride up there, you're gonna be gone as soon as you get sentenced. You know what I'm saying? And I had like 2 days before I was gonna go to prison, so I'm asking all the homies on the tier. I'm like, "Yo, what's prison like? How? I mean, I had no idea. I'm hearing all this crazy shit. Yo, everybody's coming to me. They're like, "Yo, homie, yo, you gotta watch out because you gotta have a weapon tied around your nuts because I'm telling you, it's a war zone right now. Ain't you in the gang? The Bloods and the Crips at war right now. Everybody's telling me all this crazy shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They tell me the craziest shit ever. And my celly, you know what I'm saying? Me and him, we used to joke around all the time. So I'm in the cell, but I'm like, yo, did you do you been to prison? He said, yeah, man, I've been in prison. He told me a whole bunch of crazy shit. He telling me about people getting stabbed in the eye. He's telling me about, working in the kitchen. Some crazy shit. He's telling me about he had a because I guess you do get bacon, like turkey bacon, but he's telling me about he made a double cheeseburger because like he snuck food from the kitchen and he had to put it in his nuts and like sneak it back. That's how they had to hide food. He was putting me on game with that, just random stuff. But he told me like a lot of stabbings happen. In the jail, not a lot of stabbings be happening. At least not the jail I was at. It was a whole bunch of fights. Every once in a while, you get a stabbing. You know what I'm saying? But in prison, they made it seem like it's every fucking day. And I was like, man, y'all bullshitting around, man. It's pissing me off. Man, I got in the van to go to prison. Man, I ain't gonna lie, my first fucking day, I witnessed a stabbing. And when I went to MCTC in Hagerstown, Maryland. And when I went in there, you got to they take your blood, do the nursing shit, all that. They take pictures of your tattoos, all that, and they take you to a quarantine cell. And you gotta do quarantine because COVID-19. So I'm in a cell. I can't leave the cell for like 12 days on quarantine. And I'm in there, another dude, a white guy. Anyways, we in there talking. I'm like, this ain't so bad. You know what I'm saying? It seemed quieter. Jail is noisy as hell. Prison ain't that much. You know what I'm saying? People ain't as noisy. At nighttime or in the evening, you can go to sleep. In jail, you ain't doing that. Shit's noisy as hell all the time. But anyways, they call for chow. Man, I go to the window to see if I know anybody. Me and my celly, we're looking out the window. Everybody start coming out the building. Just big wave of inmates coming out on the sidewalks. Man, I'm sitting there watching them. Seeing I see anybody, I hear people in the cell next to me. Hey, hey, Smoogie. Hey, Smoogie, it's me. It's me. I'm back again, yo. I'm back again. Send me something up. Send me something up. People doing that shit. And then by the gate, there's a gate they gotta go through. Man, I start seeing a whole big movement. It was like it was Muslims with kufis on their heads. They were attacking. I didn't know at the time, but the guy was a blood. They were stabbing him up. I mean, everybody had on white t-shirts and gray sweatpants. That's what they wear. And this guy's shirt was just covered, just nothing but red. Looked like somebody came up to him and threw a jug of Kool-Aid all over him. And he's running. You know what I'm saying? The two guys, they start stabbing him, and he's starting to run into the grass. As soon as they hit him one time, he's sitting there running, screaming. He all in the grass. You see COs running down. I'm sitting there like, oh shit, this is my first fucking day, and this shit's happening already. Man, that shit scared the shit out of me.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
And that
that
was on the yard.
first day, huh?
That was on the yard.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, it's sidewalk. Yeah, the yard sidewalk.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, you
all
meant
right. All
yard?
right.
You meant yard, yard? No, that was chow. They were walking the chow, and it was on the sidewalk. I was in quarantine, and I can look out my when I the way my cell was, when I looked
Mhm.
out the back of the cell, I could see where they when they come out the building on the sidewalk. I got a perfect view right there, and I'm sitting there watching them because I'm on quarantine. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. All right. Because I couldn't imagine the walk with grass. You say he ran in the grass.
Yeah,
Like,
because look, this how it's set up. You know, all prisons are different, but they got like different buildings. This is how this prison was set up. They got different buildings, and the building I was in, it's a newer building, so it's a little bit farther from all the other buildings. And the
mhm,
way they got a sidewalk, and then they got grass on each side of the sidewalk, and then you got the
okay.
fence right there. But you got a lot of grass right here. You know what I'm saying? And there's a number one rule: you're never allowed to be in that grass. You can't step 1 foot into the grass. You do, you go into the hole. It's against the rules. You can only be on the sidewalk. So when somebody's getting stabbed, that's where they were running the grass. You know what I'm saying? Because if you run in the grass, all the COs automatically gonna see you, and you're like, "Hey, help, help, help! I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm getting stabbed. Help me, help me." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. That grass. You can't run in the grass, boy.
Yeah. You see somebody running in the grass, you know that something big is going on. If you see anybody run through the grass, yeah, you better run the other way too. Shit.
That's mind control for your ass that you can't run in the grass. Like, real talk. And
The
you
whole time I
walking
was locked
a
up,
thin line, but on each side is grass.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
The whole
crazy
time I
work
was
right
locked up,
there.
I didn't touch any grass, yo. Like the last time, I didn't touch a tree for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And that might not sound like a big deal, but imagine not being able to like touch grass or touch a tree. You know what I'm saying? Just the smallest things that we take for granted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you got any stories where somebody got stabbed?
Of course I do, man.
I know you do. Let's hear one.
Of course I do. Um, who was asking to hear a story about somebody getting stabbed? I didn't see that.
Uh, Jake Sims, Jake Sims, 8681. He might not even
It's
be in the chat anymore. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, like, I was gonna ask him, what was that not good enough for him, like that
Oh, all
stabbing
right.
situation, like
We can move on to
because
something else. We ain't got to talk about that.
yeah,
Let me see. Core prison life topics. The first 24 hours in jail and prison. Man, we done covered that a million times. We ain't touching that. Intake, hell no. Classifications, no. Hey, let's talk about what are the rules to keep you safe in prison. We ain't never touched on that. I say mind your business. That's number one. That's the biggest thing. Because say you walking past a cell and somebody's in there, getting hurt, and you look. Now you're a witness. You know what I'm saying? Now that person might think, oh, I need to do something with him. You know, involved yourself in that situation. So that's why when stuff's happening in the pod, you can get in trouble if you're looking too hard. I done seen people when a fight break off and somebody sitting there staring just too hard. Everybody like, hey, what you doing, man? You being hot right now. Damn, the
Mhm.
police is gonna see you and you looking over there like you being hot right now. They get on them.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like I've been spitting these rules out of what to do to stay safe so much. Like if people know who I am, they know that I'm talking about that type of stuff, or given what they call the 10 chain gang commandments. I did it on your channel as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that now. I remember that.
yeah,
Yo, you gotta imagine this is like our 13th episode or something. We done did a lot of these podcasts.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a natural fact. And it's we done covered a lot of ground when it comes to things of any type of action that can possibly be talked about. We haven't really like take a deep dive into administration and what they do up there. or what type of programs they have inside the prisons and stuff like that. But I want to mainly like talk about how to stay out of the prison so you don't have to go there. If they need a story to be told to try to keep them away from it so they can find out how diabolical it is to go into a county jail or a prison, I got it for you. But try before you even get to that point to give yourself a chance and don't go down that road. Don't go upstate. Don't go down that road to no chain gang, no penitentiary, no prison, like none of that. Like find something safe out here in the free world to get into. Because once you become an incarcerated inmate, you are looked at as a inmate, which is the lowest thing on the planet Earth in society, a inmate. You're the worst thing. And you're easily forgettable. People easily forget you. Once you become part of that number or that number, your name goes into capital letters because now you're a property of the state. So if you die while you're doing time, and you don't have no family to pull your body out to have a proper burial, they have these fields like near each of the prisons that they dump bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. You know what I'm saying? So like before you become the
Yeah.
lowest person, you know what I'm saying, in society, try to become something in society. You know what I'm saying? Like even getting a little job and a little something about yourself, you can do okay. You don't have to go
Yeah.
scheme and rob and cheat or sell drugs or nothing like that because it's
The
just
one
gonna
thing,
lead you down the road.
the one thing, I ain't nobody ever tries to go to prison, but like being in prison, and the one thing I take away from it is now that I'm out here, I know how valuable my freedom is. So when like situations happen, the old me probably would have spazzed out and did the most. But I know what consequences could come. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta judge my options. I'm like, is it worth it? To spaz out right now, is it worth it? And something happens, I get the police called on me. I'm already on probation. I got
Yeah.
I'm convicted already. Is it worth? You know what I'm saying? It's a losing battle. So I'm like, no, it ain't worth it. You gotta get the hell out of the situation. Just walk away.
Yeah.
And, most of
Yo,
the time, that's the best thing to do. Just walk away.
have you saw anybody pull out a gun in a crowded area outside?
Well,
Like at a party, a club,
oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
He's trying to go to jail.
yeah.
He's
Well,
trying.
that's somebody who trying to impress people. I noticed that shit. I used to do that when I was younger. I used to do dumb ass shit. I used to do the dumbest shit, thinking that I'm cool for doing it. In all actuality, it, stupid, man. Now I sit back and I look at everybody else. Like you got these young people, like getting the guns and stuff, and then going online and showing people, hey, look what I got. Look what I got. Just showing it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
He's
shit is
trying to go
dumb
to jail. He's
because
trying to
ain't
go to
nobody. Because in their head, they're thinking, "Damn, I look cool as shit, man. I'm like fucking, I look like King Von out here." You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, man, it's negative. They're like, "Man, look at this dumbass." Matter of fact, he got that gun. Shit, I might need to try to rob it. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about everything else, but you being cool. That's what I be trying to tell people, man.
yeah.
I don't
That's
know
what
what I was thinking when I was young.
the term throwing rocks at the penitentiary, that's where that term comes from. When people get wiser about the decisions that they make outside in the streets, and then they see the adolescents or even these OGs that's still in their second childhood trying to be gang out in the streets and talking crazy and doing crazy stuff. You throwing rocks at the penitentiary, bro. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You asking
yeah.
them like, "Yo, I'm over here, bro. I'm over here. Like, let me in." Like that's all we see you as, or we see them as. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
I'm the kind
Nothing
of
else.
person like, if I go through something in life, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I learn from my actions. You know what I'm saying? And I made a lot of mistakes, a whole lot, and I had a lot of learning to do. But I believe if you keep on making the same mistake, that's just what that's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
It's
That
insane.
that is insanity. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be expecting a different result to make it like really insanity. If you're thinking that you're going to get a different result out of the thing that you keep showing that you're going to not get a good result, and you keep trying thinking like, I'm gonna get over this time, I'm gonna get away this time, or I'm coming even slicker this time. Matter of
Yeah,
fact,
it's
I'm putting
crazy.
more guns in their face with this one. Like, oh nah, this time, like I think if I unalive them, dead man can't tell no tales. Like, but the camera will.
Yeah,
Like, but the person that you're gonna bump into after you run off away from that body and you bump into somebody, oh, he's gonna tell. I'm saying,
yo,
like, you
I
don't
when I
know
was
what's
younger,
gonna
that's
happen, man.
that's one thing I never got, yo. If somebody's gonna like commit a crime like that, like take
Mm,
somebody's life, that's one of the things you would have to do alone because somebody's always going to tell on you. I didn't watch all these crime shows on YouTube. Where they got the body cam, and it's always somebody else telling on. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even trust anybody to be with you? It's at the end of the day, it's every man for himself. We see this every day, all day, and people still go do it with other people and get told on.
yeah, yeah. Of course,
You can't trust
because
anybody. I'm telling you, you can't trust anybody. I learned that going to jail. I mean, prison. Can't trust nobody. Man, I'll tell you this one story because since y'all want to hear a story, I'll make it a quick story. It ain't gonna be a long story. But anyways, I was in RCI prison in Hagerstown, Maryland. I got transferred over, and this was like gangland over here. It was rough. People getting stabbed all the time. We always on lockdown, and at this time there was a drought. There wasn't any at the time. They had K2 and Suboxone was the biggest drugs on the compound, and at this time it was dry because they stopped doing visitation. That's how people were getting it in. There was the loved ones come and throw it over the glass before anybody seen it, and they were getting big packs in. But we went a whole month because they kept on. We were on lockdown so much that they kept canceling visitation, so there wasn't barely any drugs on the tier or the compound. And a lot of people that's in prison, that's how they get through the day. They don't want to be in that situation, so they want to get high to escape reality. And a lot of people, cause you see people smoke K2 and stuff, man, they look like zombies. Like they look crazy. They be on the ground like barking and doing crazy stuff. And
mm,
and for the other people, who like the Suboxone, they put it on spoons and all kinds of crazy things, sniffing it or whatever. But there wasn't none on there. So this one dude, he comes on the tier, and his name was Zach Zach. He was a white guy, and he had a lot of tattoos on his face, kind of like me, but he had more. He had way more tattoos. Man, he comes on the tier, and he's like 2 cells down from me. And as soon as he gets on the tier, he starts going to the cell door, and he's like, "Yo, I got some OJ for sale. I got some OJ for sale," and that's a nickname that they give Suboxone. Man, as soon as he said that, everybody was at the door. What you want for it? What you want for it? Yo, I'll give you my chicken tray. Yo, I got $15 in commissary right now. Everybody's trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, damn, I need to get in the cell of him. Because I was running the Crips at this time. I'm like, damn, I need to talk to Yo when he goes out there and maybe he can plug me in and I can start making some money. That's what I was thinking because, I wasn't getting sent money in. My family, they didn't have the money to send me anything in. I was living off the land.
mm,
So we went out there for Rick. And plus, my celly that I had at that time, he was smoking at K2. I just got him in. He came from the hole. And he was, man, I'm telling you, this guy was crazy. He would smoke that K and like anything he would eat, he make this big ass hookup. You know what I'm saying? With the rice, the melted cheese, the cut up sausage, cut up pickles in it and everything. It looking good as shit. He's sitting there. He hit that K2. Man, it's going everywhere. It's all over the ground, all over the floor. He drinking coffee. Man, spilling everywhere. One time, yo, I remember I was sitting on my bed and he was in a plastic chair next to my bed. You know, you're never supposed to touch somebody's bunk bed. You know, that's disrespect.
Mhm.
You don't put your feet or you don't sit on my bed unless I tell you to. Man, he smoked that stuff and he started nodding out and like he fell over on my bed and stuff. And that pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie. I know in my head that was an accident. You know, I know he can't help it, but at the same time, it pissed me off because I know that this ain't supposed to be happening. You know, and I told him I was like, man, I gotta find a new celly, yo. He's like, well, I ain't mean to. I'm like, I know you ain't mean to, but it still happened. You know what I'm saying? It still
Yeah.
happened. You know, it's one of them things. So I went out there. I talked to Zach. I was like, man, I hear that you the man out there, yo. He's like, yeah, I got something, you know what I'm saying? I got a plug. I'm like, I'm trying to get in the cell with you because you in there by yourself. I'm about to get into it with my celly. You know, he's on that K, and I don't like being in the cell with somebody on that stuff, man. I don't trust him. He said, yeah, figure it out. So I asked the CO, I'm like, yo, put me in the cell with Zach. It took them like fucking 4 days because nothing goes fast in there. You gotta have patience when you're in prison because ain't nothing gonna happen fast. Man, I
Yeah.
get into the cell with him, and we cool as hell. Man, it's like he's my little brother, yo. Like we connect, Joe. We had an Xbox in there, Xbox 360. We in there
Mhm.
playing Call of Duty. We in there playing NBA 2K and all that. You know what I'm saying? We watching Ghost Adventures, 60 Days In. We just having a ball. You know what I'm saying? We making the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
So he tells me, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to make some money like you. You know, I got $1,000 left to my name. That's all the money I got. It's in my cash app. My mom's got it. This is all the money I got left. It's everything. I said I want to invest it in with some OJ so I can make triple the money back and I can start getting stuff I need. So he's like, yeah, man. My cousin, my real life cousin, he's in the building. He's my plug and he's in the building, but he ain't gonna mess with nobody. He ain't gonna talk to nobody else, only me. So if you want to deal with him, you got to send the money and pretend to be me, and we'll just go through my name. So I'm like, shit, that's kind of risky. You don't do shit like that. I'm sending the money in his name. He could do anything. He could take off my money. You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I'm like, damn, we in the same gang, and we in the same cell. What could go wrong? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, if he
Yeah.
takes me off, I'll put hands on him, or like if I figured if he take off my money and stuff, he got TV and the Xbox in here. I'm gonna try to keep that shit. He ain't getting it back because when you go to the hole, nobody's got to pack all your shit up, and I'll just keep that shit. And when the CEO comes back, I'll be like, hey, he ain't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead. I told my mom to send the money. She sent the money. So a couple days goes by. We sitting there having fun, making hookups, everything else. Man, weeks go by. Now I'm starting to worry, man. I'm like, man, where the fuck is my money? I ain't got nothing yet. He's coming up with all these excuses, and I'm like, damn, it ain't looking good, yo. It ain't looking good. So, 2 weeks go by and he comes back and I keep on pressing him. I'm like, yo, I need my shit or my money, yo. And he brings back two strips. It was supposed to be like 15, you know what I'm saying? Some crazy number like that. 10 or 15. I think it was supposed to be 15. And I'm like, damn, you gave me two out of what 15? What the hell is this? So I'm so much of a good guy. I still break him off of what I got. He gave me
Yeah.
two, and I broke half of it off, and I gave it to him so he could sell. Because you my boy, I'm looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that he was doing anything shady. And man, some more weeks went by, and I got to the point where I was just fed up, man. I told him, I said, yo, these doors are about to open for rec, and I'm telling you right now, yo, you either need to come, I need my money sent back tonight, or I need what you promised me. And I'm not playing. One of us, when we come back to the cell, you know, I'm getting something. You know what I'm saying? we're gonna have to fight or something. I made a whole
Right.
bunch of threats. I ain't gonna say what I said, but I made a whole bunch of threats. So I thought I could scare him a little bit because I already put the rest of the homies on. You know what I'm saying? I told them because you can't just. I mean, you could just attack another gang member that's in your gang, but I like to put the people onto it. So I told him what was up. I told the Crip that ran the whole pod. I put him on point and told him the situation, and he told me, I'm in the right because it's like a little judge jury. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
Because you're not supposed to take. That's one rule. If you're in a gang, you're not supposed to do bad business with another gang member. You're not supposed to. You can't do shit like that. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be looking out for each other. You know what I'm saying? And so the door's open for Rick. We go out there, and I go up there with all the rest of the Crips, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, I told them I need my money sent back, or I need the rest of that OJ, or when we get back in the cell, you know what I'm saying? We gonna start fighting. So they're like, all right, we gonna watch them. So I'm sitting there on the top tier and watching them. Man, he's going to people's door, and he's talking through the doors and stuff. I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he's doing something to get my stuff back. And he's getting on the phone. I'm like, okay, he's doing something. He's trying to do something. Man, he starts walking up there to the fucking the CO, the bubble. I already knew what he was doing, man. As soon as I seen him walking up there to the CO bubble, and I was like, yo, I started tapping the rest of the Crips. I was like, yo, look at Zach Zach, yo. Look at Zach Zach's ass. Man, he walked all the way up to the CO, and he said he was scared for his life. He wanted to check in. That's what he told him. And man, I lost it. Man, I was screaming in there. I was like, Zach, Zach, you a bitch. I was saying all this shit, man. I was saying death threats and all that, man. I was mad as shit, man. Cause you gonna be pretend to be my friend and then take me off, man. Take me off. Man. But by him doing that, he he greenlit it himself. So he gotta stay on PC. If he ever comes off,
Yeah.
even though I'm not in prison right now, that debt is still alive. Like he gets off, people is broke in prison. There's a lot of people that's broke. There's gonna be a crip in there that's gonna be like, "Yo, don't you owe crime $1,000? Well, you need to pay me that." You know what I'm saying? They do that kind of stuff. Even though I'm not there, the debt still, if it has to do with a gang, it still remains in there. And man, that was crazy, man. But he ended up getting it. He had it the whole time. He had got the strips and everything. He just didn't give them to me. And you can't trust nobody. That's why I say you can't trust nobody. Cause I wouldn't have did that for anybody else, and that hurt me, yo. I ain't gonna lie. Look, his TV and Xbox. I try to keep it. I took that shit. I put it under the bed so the COs can't see it. Man, tell me why the COs come in there, and I remember it. They're like, you got all your cell buddy stuff. I was like, man, I got in trouble for this because I was like, man, fuck him, man. He owes me money and shit. That was kind of like dry snitching, you know what I'm saying? I got in trouble for that from the other Crips. But anyways, I gave him his clothes and shit, and he took them. And once he realized he didn't get that Xbox and TV, man, he sent the CO back down there. The CO comes knocking on the door. He's like, he's complaining. He says he had a TV and an Xbox. Do you have that? I'm like, I ain't got shit. I don't know what he had. I don't have none of that. I'm sitting there. The CO left again. I tried to fucking get the TV and the Xbox and hide it in somebody else's cell, man. But they kept on coming back, man. He must have been up there complaining. The COs kept on coming back, and they were threatening me and shit. So
Yeah.
the Crip that ran the tier, he was like, man, just give the TV, give the Xbox back. I'm like, fuck no, I ain't giving that shit back. I need to recoup some of this money, and that pissed me off. And that's when I won't forget it. He said, bosses are going to take losses. You just need to get over it. You got to realize it when you doing business like that. You're going to take losses. And realizing what he said, I was like, you know what? I guess that is true. Sooner or later you're going to get burnt.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude, he took you smooth off your feet. Like you ain't have
Yeah,
nothing
he
after
told me.
that to work with.
No, I ain't had
Like,
shit, man. Man, I was living. I didn't even have a noodle to my name, man. He cleaned me out, and that it hurt more than anything because like Like when we was in the cell together, it was kind of like we were brothers though, for real. Cause like we were doing tattoos on each other and everything. Like you, we were in the cell for like a couple, like I think like 2 months. We did tattoos on each other. We stayed up late. We made food with each other. You know what I'm saying? You in the cell with somebody, and y'all cool. It makes time go by fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, how can somebody smile in your face like that, and then like just fucking just stab you in the back as soon as they get a chance? Like, was it really worth that? And the crazy thing about it, he know what kind of person I am. This what pissed me off. If I would have got all that shit, I would have broke him off myself. You know what I'm saying? We in the cell together. We gonna eat together and all that. That's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? If I fuck with you, I fuck with you all the way.
Mhm. That's messed up. I guess he ain't know that, or he didn't take that into consideration.
I
You know what I'm
don't think he
saying?
cared because like he completely changed because basically he had the Crips after him because of that shit he did. So he was saying he wasn't Crip no more. He started saying he was Dog. And if you don't know what Dog is DMI, Dead Man Incorporated. It's a white gang on the East Coast down here, on the East Coast in Maryland. They're big out here, and yeah, he kept on saying he was a part of them. So I was like, hell no, he ain't gonna claim that. So I went to the crypt who ran the whole compound, and I told him the situation, because you gotta that's who you gotta talk to get stuff,
Yeah.
greenlit and stuff, to get stuff really done. And basically he talked to the dogs, and he told him, he was like, nah, he ain't nothing. He ain't claiming nothing.
Hmm. That's crazy work. And nobody saw him after that.
Hell no, he stayed on PC. He As soon as he got off of PC, he got to pay that debt up. Like I said, even though I'm not there, there's people that debt is still alive. Trust me, there's somebody is going to remember that debt. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, it only takes one person to remember it, and then they tell, and everybody knows it. And I'm telling you, they go off and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, and that's mad unfortunate that that you put all of your trust into that dude to make that move, and he chose to move like that. That's real
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it's crazy. Every instinct in me told me not to do it because I don't ever like trust somebody with that much money that I barely know. But what got me was this: what got me, because we in the same gang, we in the same cell. See, I didn't know at the time somebody can be in the same gang as you,
Mhm.
and they can still stab you in the back because some people join the gang for family. So when they join the gang, they thinking everybody's family. It ain't like that, man. It ain't.
Yeah, I can dig it. I I can dig it. On
Cause you
that
met,
everybody ain't family thing.
yeah.
I can.
Cause look, if you mess up, say you a gang member. If you mess up and you're on the chopping block, the people that you've been eating with, the people that you've been hanging around with this whole time, these years, everything, they be the ones that have to come and hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's everything about that sounds cutthroat to me, man.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
everything about it, it just
But
sounds
that's
cutthroat.
that's what kind of life comes with the gang life, and that's why I try to be honest with people. If somebody asks me should they join gang, I'm saying hell no, you shouldn't join no gang because there's a lot of bullshit come with it. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of bullshit that comes with it because basically you listening to another man. Like whatever that other man tells you to do, you got to do. And if you don't do it, there's consequences. You can't be like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. There's consequences. You signed up for this shit. It might seem cool, and this is what they don't tell you. Like in the music videos and in the movies and all that shit, they don't tell you this part. You don't get to be. I mean, you can be yourself, but there's consequences.
Yeah, I believe so, man. I believe so. Like if you were to talk to like some younger dudes, some YNs, and they say that they just joined a gang, right? And they wanted to do it because they wanted to be down with a crew. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to get known or whatever. Would you tell them to drop their flag?
Hell no. It's too late at that point. At that point, if you joined it, you in it. You in it. Like that's what it's so serious. Like it ain't just something like, oh, you join today and you quit tomorrow. Hell no. Once you make that decision, if you make it lightly, that's it.
All
You
right.
know,
Well, shout out
yeah.
to Hocus for Fifth. You know what I'm saying? On every platform that Hocus for Fifth comes on, because he's running a campaign, drop your flag campaign, to get the young boys that's all impressionable off of being part of any type of gang ties and all that. Like I've been checking Hocus for Fifth out for a minute, and he got a lot of scrutiny and backlash because of it, but he still stayed tall on all 10 and kept pushing that narrative for them to drop their flag. He went and dropped his flag first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to say salute to
I
Hocus
mean,
for Fifth.
now that I sit here and it does sound crazy, but like if you're gonna drop your flag, you need to get all the way out of the streets. That's the only thing you can do because it's gonna be dangerous now. Because now you done gave them a reason to like seriously hurt you. And that's what I'm saying, dropping your flag, that's one of the best ways to get hurt.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
sign of
eventually,
disrespect.
eventually they're going to hurt you anyway. In the long
Yeah,
run,
I mean,
you're going to get hurt, or somebody's going to hurt you about being a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So if you know that you're not really with the shits for real, and you know that you can't do time, let somebody know. Don't wait until something pops off and then you railroad the whole block or the whole gang in your area and all that by doing all this, dropping mixtapes, telling the detectives, oh yeah, this happened. Matter of fact, drop the beat. I got a whole song about it. Like, go ahead and let somebody know that you not built for that type of action. You made a big mistake. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and tap out before you are knee deep in that situation, man. And
yo, you know what
what
you gonna
was that?
say?
I was
You
about to
know,
say thumbs
what
down to all the OGs that's just joining the gang at 35, 40. Thumbs down to all of them. Hurry up.
why he say that? Why he say
Because
that?
because they super stupid for that. That's super stupid.
Hey,
Super.
hey, some people, they just, what I'm saying, they might have been in a bad predicament. I don't know.
Yeah, ain't no cop out for no old heads joining no gang. Yo,
they
yo,
trying to
what's
get,
up, man? What up? What up?
they trying to get in. Hey, but what I notice is with some of those the young people doing that, they be around their friends and they all be young, and they thinking that it ain't like that, but they don't know the people that got the rank, that got the say so, the older people that are in prison. When they get to meet them, then they see how it is because they giving out orders and they telling the other their other friends, oh yeah, you gonna hurt him. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what? Because you gotta listen to them. Yo, it's
Mhm.
crazy. When I was in prison, I had to be a bodyguard. That's how crazy it was. When we go out for yard, I had to have my weapon on me at all times, and I had to protect my OG. We go to the gym. He working out. I can't do nothing but stand there, and I can't let nobody get close to him. That was my job. And if somebody would have touched him, or he would have got hurt, it would have fell back on me. And that's crazy to come out here into the real world and say that kind of stuff because it don't even sound real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can dig it though. That's part of a structure. So I understand structure and all that. I understand that, but just the fact that it's structure under stuff that don't kind of like equal up to nothing. There's no benefits in it. It's
What do you mean
it's
by that?
no, as in getting down with any type of gang that actually started as neighborhood watch. When it derives from neighborhood watch, and you supposed to be protecting your area, your neighborhood, then it turned into something that became gang banging, where you're starting to have rivalries, and now uh you're walking down on people, you're driving by, shooting and stuff like that. Like the benefits of it is jail and death. That's your
Yeah,
benefit.
but
You know what I'm saying? Or
I
getting DP'd along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no plan, no pension, is no retirement thing that you're going to get. None of that. I mean, you might get left alone. You can get retired that way. I mean, like it's
yeah, I
crazy.
mean it is crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I understand why people do join gangs and stuff. And some of them join they got created as a neighborhood watch, but others got created to combat the other gangs. You know what I'm saying? Other gangs that were terrorizing the streets. So some of them were created like that, and then some of them were created like from like the Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? They come from groups like that. It's a lot of different ways it happens, but in the end, they all got a good cause. You know, at the beginning, it's just I guess it's the environment. You know what I'm saying? The environment. That's what I'm saying. Because you're in low come neighborhoods, and you're in places like prison and stuff, and it's a survival of the fittest.
Yeah, but it's no way that one direction turns into a whole not even 360, just a 180. You know what I'm saying? Like first your aim is to protect and your aim is to stop these people, but somewhere through it the structure was so weak, you get turned all the way around and start aiming the gun at your people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, let's kill each other. How about that? We can do that. Instead of saving other stuff and doing all that, why don't we just kill each other? And then we can all just like drop and all that, and we can have kids, then we die at probably like 22, 23, and that
I
keep
don't
on
know.
going. Like,
See,
no,
I don't
now
look at that.
that's the
I, I
reality of it. And
I
yeah,
don't look
people
at it
don't
like
want to
that
look at
though. Like I'm just gonna be honest. I don't look
it.
at that me personally because like you know from like other people's point of view, they watch the movies and they automatically assume that if you a gang member, you automatically killing people. You know what I'm saying? Not every gang member has killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Not every single one of them. Now
Yeah,
there's a
but
lot of
I,
them
I,
have,
I would hope, not.
but you got like I mean they ain't innocent. You got people selling fentanyl and all that, making money, and you know, and at the end of the day it was about making money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You say at the end of the day, it was about making money.
That's what it seemed like.
I can dig it. I can dig it. You
You
know what I'm
know,
saying?
money,
But
money.
once your understanding of it becomes a overstanding, like you got it all covered. You know what I'm saying? All the lines of it, you kind of understand everything, and then you can break it into pieces. It, like and it's really minute,
Yeah,
because you'll notice for life in general, without it, you can do without it.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie though. Being in a gang, you're gonna be put yourself in situations. Like if you weren't in a gang, you be at home with your family or whatever you're doing, running the streets, going on dates, whatever. But when you're in a gang, they're gonna call you to do stuff, and you can't say no, and you're gonna be put into situations that you probably wouldn't have been in. You know what I'm saying? They might shit, my phone down. They might, want to rob somebody or something, and something goes wrong and somebody dies. Now you put in a situation. You know, it's a lot of risk. Oh shit. Hey, you gonna have to talk to the people. I gotta run upstairs and get my charger.
All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? I cannot really see the chat. I can't see the chat, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for coming through and chilling with us with Kron and your boy Big Miz from the zoo. If y'all have not already subscribed to the channels, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. And if y'all don't know who I am or my platform, I am Big Miz from the zoo, Big Miz FTZ. And y'all can go and subscribe to the channel there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build my platform up bigger. It's a brand new platform that I just came with. It's Big Miz FTZ. I talk about all things county jail, prison, and chain gang related. So y'all run over there. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Look your boy out. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all every trip, and I have some official situations, official stories. I did 2 prison stays in the chain gang in Georgia, and that's where a lot of my stories derive from. But I've also did time in 4 other states. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all need to, go ahead and get familiar with me. I mean, because I'm gonna be around for a minute. But this podcast right here is cell talk, and we talk about all things like prison related and try to hit people to what's
Well,
going on, you know what I'm saying, in the present day, and trying to forewarn y'all about the dangers of the prison system in its entirety, y'all. I mean, so thank y'all for falling up through here and listening to our situations, our stories, and our awareness. We definitely appreciate that. What happened with you? I don't know what just happened with Kron. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give him a second. Y'all give him a little second so he can get it together. But what's up, y'all? And what's going on with y'all in TikTok world too? What's going on, y'all? I know I'm not looking directly at the screen on there, but what up? What up? Hold up. I don't know if he just texts me. Hold on. He said he's coming back. He said he's coming back. What up, y'all? What's going on TikTok world? What's going on YouTube world? I mean, y'all run over and subscribe to the channel. Y'all run and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? This is 90 something people in here. It should be 90 new subscribers going to Big Miz from the Zoo channel. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Y'all go subscribe, come back to the into the chat and let me know that y'all subscribe to the channel, y'all. Let me know y'all subscribe to the channel. And we definitely appreciate that. This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I don't know what type of difficulties he's having on his side. You know what I'm saying? But we waiting for him to jump back on here. We're gonna give it like 2, 3 more minutes. And if he does not have it together, I'm gonna sign up off of here because I am on his live right now. All right.
All right. Yeah, my phone died. Yo, soon as I plugged the phone up, it lit up. I was like, oh, I made it just in time. And it still dies.
Wow.
Wow.
Yo, how is that? Oh, now I got an echo.
I got an echo. You do? Hold on, quick. Let me try something. Let me try to back out and come back in.
Yep.
All right, did it fix it now?
Let me see. Yo, yeah, it sounds weird.
You said it still sounds weird?
Yeah, like it's echoing.
Oh man. Hey, did we fix that last time, or we had to? I don't think we fixed it last time, did we?
I don't know what happened last time. I think we ended, but
Yeah, I think so.
damn, yo.
Oh, that sucks. So
And
what
we
you want
we
to? You want
just
to?
started we just started getting the people to come through. You know what I mean, so we can get a nice little crowd going on. But
So what? You can't. Is it bother you so much you can't talk?
hold up. All right. Damn, man. Yeah, it just sounds weird. It's throwing me off.
All right, let me reinvite you. You want to try it?
All right, hold up. Yeah, go ahead. Take me up out of here.
All right. All right, let me send him an invite. I'll be right. All right, I sent the invite. Hopefully he gets it and comes back. I don't know. Yeah, but how y'all doing? Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if y'all seen it, but Big Miz, he was on the Jay Williams show last night. I was like, damn, you made it big time. Cause Jay Williams, when I got out of prison, I started watching him. I don't watch almost always everything. Thanks for that gift. Keep all right, moment of truth.
Yeah.
It's good?
Nah.
Are you serious?
Yo,
Damn.
the crazy part is that
You
shit
said
is
what?
repeating the every word that I'm saying. It's so sounds so crazy, man.
I can hear it. Like when you talk, I can hear it, and I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on,
Yo,
mute. Go to mute, and then unmute it.
all right.
Is it better?
No, it's still doing the same thing.
All right. So, well, I guess we'll just call it a night then.
Yeah. Yo. Another thing, like you saw them people that I said that it said it's on Miz and that user. It said user.
Yeah, the one that was talking crap about you.
Yeah, and this guy Wu Tang. They are two. They both in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? So just watch them. Just
All
watch
right.
them. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, for anybody out there, if you want to come on for an interview and you've been in a prison, you done jail time, you got a crazy story, maybe you ain't been to jail or prison, but you ran drugs and you just got out of the game before, I'm saying any crazy thing. If you want to do an interview, leave a comment, yo, in one of my videos, bring you on. But I appreciate everybody for coming. And we're going to try to do this again tomorrow, I guess, if you're not busy.
Yeah, we can try it tomorrow. It's his Wi-Fi. It's not my Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, he's right there. Look, you said the Wu, you talked him up. He's right there. He's right there, yo.
No, I saw him when he popped into the live.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming. Oh yeah, if y'all want to check out some of my stories I got on my channel. Everything's got a good message. Tell me if you like them or not. Got some interviews, check them out. And Miz got his own channel if you want to check out his channel. Oh, and if you're in here, please like the video. I mean, it's free. All you gotta do is double tap the screen. Come on, give your boy a like, yo. We out here doing a good deed. We ain't running the streets.
Hold up, bro.
From Maryland. Yeah, I mean, I tried to, I'm trying to Matter of fact, I got a story, right? Because on my page, I got a lot of my stories, you know, and stories I seen in prison. But I had somebody from Reddit is a fan of mine, and he's Chinese. He did time in a Chinese camp, and he sent me this long ass. Dang, what happened?
Huh?
What happened?
I don't know, man.
No, that was weird because you left out, and it's like the whole room just like transformed, and you pop right back in. It was weird.
You said it transformed.
Yeah, it's like you left out, and I was sitting here talking, and there's only one screen, and then I guess it's from you just popping back in. I don't know. It looked weird though. But anyways, this Chinese guy, he wants me to do a story on his time, and you know it's cool. I'm trying to get that out, but it's completely different. I mean, nobody can really relate to it because it was in China. But the way he was telling me, man, he got he went to the airport in China, and he was going to a business meeting in Taiwan, and he had BB guns on him. And in China, I guess you can do that kind of thing, but he didn't read the laws and what would happen to him in Taiwan, and they took that shit serious. Like you would have thought those were real guns because they took him straight in the back and they took him to a jail. And the way he described it, it was like a dungeon. And like, you know how we here in America we got cells and we in there with a cell buddy or we in an open bunk, no open pod. It wasn't like that for him. He was in like a big large area, and it's got about 15 people in there, and it's got somebody that's a pod boss, and you know they ain't barely got no clothes on. They got a toilet with a bucket next to it with a hose, and that's how they rinse off and stuff. And it's like there's like rats and shit. It's bad conditions. You know what I'm saying? And the way he was telling me the story, you know, I know it's not really gonna relate to anybody, but it's just one of them things. The more you know, I guess this is a cool thing to know. If you're traveling, I mean, you could if you're traveling around, it might happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the laws are way different, and the way they do stuff is crazy. Like the shit you hear in Sweden, where they take their prisoners, their inmates. They're not even really inmates. They let if they got a family on the outside, like you can have your family, your wife, and your kids come in on the weekends and stay in your cell with you. You know, your cell look like a bedroom. It's crazy. I think they even let you leave to go do a job straight out. You can be, you know, have life, and you going out to work at Burger King or something, coming back. Booming, thanks for that. You know, I appreciate you coming in here and telling us that. You know, that's great. Waste your time, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we're not. Definitely wasting your time.
It is, man. I don't know what he's going. What you want? You want to get a rise out of me? You want me to like start talking about you or something, man? Come on, yo. If you think I'm goofy, go to the next. Go watch the guy that has the toilet bowl on his head. You know what I'm saying? Click up or down and go watch them, man. Cause trust me, there's a lot of other people doing way goofier shit. You know, I'm telling people about prison and trying to tell people prison is not as cool as everybody thinks it is, and tell them the shit I seen. And if you think that's goofy, go take your ass in there, and we're gonna see how goofy it is. You be the next story I'll be telling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sweden, man, they be like apartments for real. I couldn't believe it. It makes you want to like, hey, miss, is your shit still messing up?
Yeah, man. That's why I'm not speaking too much.
Yo, tell me, have you ever thought about this? You know, like the singer David, right? That singer, he got all that money, and he's in there for alleged murder of a 14-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, have you ever wondered why people like that? He had all this time. He must have knew that he was gonna get locked up for this. Why don't you think he just like packed up and transferred all his money and went to like somewhere like Sweden? I don't know, like I don't travel a lot out of the country, but could he have not done that or something?
Yeah, where he would have made himself a fugitive.
But now look at him
They're
though.
not
He's
gonna.
trapped now.
they're not going to
they're not
send
going to
the
send the
charge over there
charge
and
over
say,
there and say,
y'all
y'all
do this to
do
him.
this to
Like
him. Like
every
every
country
country
does not
does not
like
like
adhere to
adhere
another
to
country.
another country.
No matter
No
who
matter
calls
who
over there and
calls
say,
over there and
I
say,
want y'all
I
to
want
lock
y'all
him
to
up,
lock him up.
No,
they're
that's
not
what I'm
gonna
They're not
do
saying.
so.
gonna do so.
He like this whole time we've been known they was gonna come and get him. Like everybody can see he's guilty. Why didn't he just pack his shit up and just go over there? Like they wouldn't have been able to come over there and get him. Like I don't know the way that works, so I might be sounding goofy though. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't travel outside the country, so I don't really know how it works. Maybe he couldn't do it. Maybe the feds were watching him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
he
know.
would have
If he
chose
would
to
have
try
chose
to
to try to
flee the
flee
country,
the
like
country, like
that's a
that's a
big
big
decision to make
decision to
too.
make too.
Shit is better than being locked up. I know that. And like, what's he going to do now? He's not getting out because the evidence that I seen that I keep on hearing about, man, they got his phone. The prosecutor said he had cheese pizza on his phone, a lot of it, a lot of cheese pizza with a lot of. He ate a lot of cheese pizza with a lot of kids. That's all I'm gonna say. He had a lot of it on his phone, and it was more than just that one girl. He had other people in there, and you know they got so much evidence, and that's just what we know so far. We don't usually know all this stuff until later on. But if
Yeah.
we know this much stuff now, there's got to be a ton of stuff. Cause yo, what is he like 23 or something? 24? Man, he's dumb as shit. What do you watch like a Law and Order episode and think he could get away with murder? He done like, yo, this shit's dumb, man. It don't make no sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
buffoonery, man.
buffoonery, man.
It is, man. You got all that money and like, I don't know what kind of weird like emo shit he was on, but there could have been way better things to do. Like, I just don't know, man. I don't get it. Cause the way I look at him, yo, he's gonna have a horrible time in prison. I'm just saying he's gonna have he's gonna have people trying to like get it, like get in him. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be trying to get with him. It's like, oh, you
Yeah,
want to hurt little
that's a
girls?
natural
A
fact.
natural fact.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, you like to hurt little girls? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never gonna be with another woman, so you know, you like to hurt little girls. There's people like that for real. Yeah, but you know, I can't believe it, man. If I, you know, if he had all that money, he could have had so many other choices. It's crazy. It's retarded. You got all that money and you choose to be with a 12-year-old. What kind of shit is that, man? I don't understand it. Just like you see all these teachers falling in love with children and shit. Like what the fuck? Doesn't even make sense. Like these are the kids that get smart with you every day, and you know they say the dumbest shit in school, and you want to fall in love with one. Like you must be a child in your head or something. Doesn't make any sense. That's gotta be that low IQ shit, man. Like I couldn't imagine you're married to somebody for like 30 years, and then you get a knock at your door from the police, and they're like, your wife is at the precinct. Um, they found her. She was having relationships with the student. What would you say, man? I'm like, what the fuck? I knew our marriage was bad, but I didn't know it was that damn bad. What the hell?
Hey, you might as
Hey,
well
you
go
might
ahead
as
and
well go
keep
ahead
her.
and keep her.
You said keep her?
Yeah,
Yeah,
whoever called and
whoever
told
called
me
and told me
that my
Oh,
wife
you
is
talking about the
down
kid?
here.
is down here.
The kid? You telling the kid to keep her? Man,
Nah,
what the kid's gonna be
the
like, hey,
law.
The law.
my parents said that you know, I can't be with you, you know, I got school and stuff. It was fun while it lasted, but you know, this ruined my whole life, man. It's just stupid.
Hold on, what?
Hold on, what?
Oh, nah.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, that's that. I
Yeah,
was
that's
about to
that. I
read
was
what
about
this
to read
clown
what this
said,
clown
but
said, but
um,
um,
it's that
Why are
it's
you
person.
that
telling
person.
her online for? I don't know. I don't know if you want to indulge that. Like, I don't know if you want. Who? When did this start? Anyways, is this like How
Yo,
long has this
this
Yo,
started?
this
This started
This
on my
started
line,
on my line,
and
and
this dude was
this dude
talking.
was
Then he
talking. Then
started
he started
popping off too
popping off
much,
too much.
and then
And
when I
then when
blocked
I
him,
blocked him,
then the user
then the
person
user
came
person came
and told me to
and told me to
unblock him.
unblock him.
Oh,
I was like,
I was like,
what?
what?
oh. So now we
And
know the
then,
And
backstory.
then
yeah, then the
yeah,
person
then the person
started like
started like
automatically
automatically
like coming on
like
my
coming
page. I
on my
don't know
page. I
who you
don't know
are.
who you are.
It was like,
It was like,
yeah, that's why
yeah,
your
that's why
hands
your
burn.
hands burn.
What if I throw
What if I threw
hot water in your
hot water in
face
your face?
and all that? And
And all
I
that, and
was
I was
analyzing it a little bit.
analyzing it a little
Like,
bit.
yo, I
Like,
done
yo, I
told
done
y'all about
told
that.
y'all about that.
So this
So
is somebody
this is
that kind of
somebody that
already
kind of
knows
already knows
who I am.
who I am.
Oh, yeah, it's gotta be one of those situations. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
and
Yo,
I'm not
and
beat for
I'm
none
not
of that.
beat for none of that.
You know what I
but you
mean?
know,
It's making me
It's
want to
making
go
me want
and
to go
start
and start
go editing
go
my
editing my
videos.
videos.
I don't even
I
want them
don't even want them
sitting here looking
sitting
at me.
here looking at.
yeah, you know, I don't know. So if something crazy happens, you document it so you can make it like a little series out of it. I don't know.
Man, nah, they ain't
Man,
worth
nah,
that
they
shit.
ain't worth that shit.
You
Fuck
say
them.
Fuck them.
the drama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I don't
like
give two
I don't give
shits
two
about
shits
talking about
about
them
talking about
motherfuckers.
them motherfuckers.
Yeah, hey, but hey, yo, you was just on Jay Williams. You know that's what comes with the territory. Now you in a whole nother league. You gonna have
Man.
people like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a fact.
that's a fact.
It is what it
It
is.
is what
But
it
yo,
is.
Yo, I
But
ain't gonna
yo,
lie. I want to be on Jay Williams though. I do. I sent him an email. You gave me the email, and I sent him an email. I told him all my good stories. I said, "Yo, Jay Williams, look, my name is Crime. You know, I did time in prison. You know, you just had Miz on there last night. Yeah, well, me and Miz got a podcast. You know, I used your name a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Cause you fresh in his mind. So I'm like, yo, me and Miz, we do a podcast. I didn't want him thinking I was just a random person. Like just saying,
yeah,
I was like, yo,
okay.
I gave him all my best stories. I was like, yo, I went to prison. BGF manipulated a situation. I got into it with my own gang and got my jaw broken. Had to go to Baltimore. Had to get surgery. I told him about that story. What else I tell him? Oh, I told him how my dad, while I was in jail fighting my case before I went to prison, my dad caught a first-degree murder charge for killing my brother's best friend, and that was all over the news. It was big. You know what I'm saying? That was big. I told him about that, and I don't know what else I told him. It was a long ass email. I was trying to make it sound good as hell, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
yeah,
can dig it.
I can dig it.
So man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna be disappointed if you don't get back to me. And like, I know it's gonna take at least a week because when people are that big, they got their email is packed full. So it's gonna be a while before he sees my email.
Yeah, well, I'm
I'm
saying
from UK.
if he navigates it the right way,
the
you know what
right
I'm
way,
saying,
you know what I'm saying?
he'll see.
He'll see.
It's just up to
It's
him to
just
get
up to
back
him
to
to
you,
get
man.
back to you,
It
man.
is what it is.
What it is.
Yeah, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Have you ever been on Bill Feasy? You did an interview with him, right?
Nah,
No.
Nah, I
You
didn't.
did do an interview with him. You didn't do an interview with Bill Feasy?
Nah,
I thought you did.
nah. I reached out to him and Charlie Global while they was on live.
Oh,
And Charlie Global took up the opportunity to interview me.
oh, that was Charlie Global. You did an interview with. Yo, I don't know. I think Bill Feasy he does interviews, but yo, I wrote him, yo, but he's probably gonna do Georgia people before he does anybody else. You know.
Nah, he will do any type of person long as he sees fit. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't reached out to him to do so though.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm hoping to hit it big with one of these because if I can get on one. If I can get on one of those big channels just one time, yo, I'm gonna give them my best stories. Yo, I'm going full guns in. I'm telling you, I'm going full guns in. Yo,
It'll work out, man. Just you gotta just move diligently, man.
man.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's
it'll
Just
it.
happen.
Just
what's for you
what's for you
is for you.
is for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
It's
know what I'm
Yeah,
and
saying?
it's coming.
It's coming.
yeah. I was going back and I was looking at some of my old videos, some of my old stories, and
Uh-huh.
you know, because I at first I was like, damn, my old videos suck. You know, I kept on doubting myself, but I went back and watched them, and I was like, damn, you know what? They're not even that bad. You know what I'm saying? I can see if you go through like my first video through like the middle to the end, you can see how like each time I'm getting better, right? Man, it's crazy. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. That's
that's
good
good.
You
money,
did
That's
man.
good
15
money, man.
years? Yo, I don't know if you were in here when I said this last time, but if you're in this chat room, anybody, any one of y'all, and y'all did prison time, you know, you got a crazy story, yo, leave a comment. You know, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and if I see it, well, if you leave a comment on any of my videos, I'm going to see it. I see all my comments, and I'll get to you, and we'll bring you on for an interview if you want to share your story, because your story might help somebody going through some things. And I'm telling you, if somebody like writes you, if you put your stories out there and somebody sees it and like writes you, it's gonna make you feel so fucking good, yo. To knowing that your story impacted somebody positively, you know what I'm saying? How you get by as a civilian in prison, you just gotta be on man time. You gotta stand 10 toes down for real. If any disrespect comes your way, handle it immediately. And don't put yourself in dumb situations. Like when you go in there, don't be like, oh, I want to be a store man. Because being a store man, you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, inmates, they have a store, commissary items. They will lend their items out in hopes of the other person's gonna give them back double back. And that's how they hustle. You know what I'm saying? They go on without eating and giving it to the next man so they can get double back. You know what I'm saying? So they can have something to eat and, you know, keep on doing it. So you're putting yourself in a predicament for somebody to play with you, because say you lend some stuff out to the somebody and they try to leave the pod, or they their money didn't come in. You know, now they're putting you in a spot. You have to chase and get your money, because you can't let it go. Because if you let that go, you're gonna have 5 people next week. They're gonna be like, oh shit, well, he didn't do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be mad that I ain't got his shit, but at least I know he ain't about that. You gonna have this gonna double, and then you gonna get to a point where you're just getting played, and that's how it all starts. You just gotta be smart about everything you do, for real. And you know, don't associate with other gangs. Like, say you're a civilian and you friends with somebody that's a blood member, right? Don't be all up in his face all the time, because you know all the other ops and all the other gangs, every time they see you with the bloods. So in their head, you basically one of them, because you always with them. They might say, oh, he must be a blood too, you know what I'm saying? Or he's an ally. So if they get into some shit that you don't know about, you know, the weapons come out, you don't know nothing about it. You sitting there, they chasing you. You're like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with this. They don't give a shit about none of that. Cause it takes a couple of minutes for them COs to come in. You look like thieves. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a lot of things, but I ain't a thief. That's one thing I hate. I hate a fucking liar, and I hate a thief. That's one thing I'm not, yo. I take offense to that. I'm not no fucking thief. Hell no. If you call me anything else, but don't call me no thief. Fuck no. I don't. I look down on shit like that. I don't like that. I'm not no thief, man. Fuck. Hey, I got tattoos on my face because I was going through some things in there. I was sitting in jail, and you know, my grandparents died, my granddad, and then my grandma died, and I was going through it in there. Like, I was going through it. I didn't want to be myself. I put tattoos on my face, so I didn't want to be me. I didn't do it because I'm a thief or no shit like that. I ain't never stole nothing in my life. Well, I ain't gonna say I ain't never stole nothing in my life, but that's not what I'm about. Right? Okay, I ain't going lie. Oh
Yo,
yeah.
man.
No.
Yeah, but is your mic still messing up? We said we was going to end
Yeah,
this like 30 minutes ago.
yeah, it's still
Yeah,
doing the
it's still
same
doing the
thing.
same thing.
Oh.
Like I
Like
wanted
I wanted
to tell
to tell
a
a
situation
situation
but just hearing
but just
myself
hearing myself
doubling,
doubling,
Yeah,
it'll
it's
throw
crazy.
me off,
throw me off,
and I don't want to
and I
do it.
don't want to
You know what
do
I'm
it.
saying?
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of situations that I forgot about in prison, and then like when I'm sitting here talking about it, I'll be remembering stuff. Cause 8 years and stuff, you don't remember every single thing, but things come back to you in pieces. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like this. Try to think back what you did last summer, all the days you did. You can't. You can't think every day you did. It's the same thing of in prison. Because some people are like, how you not remember what you did in prison? Like, you remember what you did last summer? What the fuck? You just forget.
Yeah,
But yeah, I be
I
remembering
have to
things.
like certain things have
certain
to
things have to
trigger
trigger
situations for me.
situations for me.
Like
Like
it kind of is what
it
it
kind of
is.
is what it is.
Yeah. When I got out of prison, I try to stay in touch with the people that was in prison still. And the thing about it, every time I called them, they wanted one thing. You know what I'm saying? They wanted me to do something for them. I got tired of that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I know how it is to be in prison, but I'm out here trying to like be fresh into the world. I'm not coming out here and I ain't got shit. I ain't got no money. You asking me for money for drugs, and I don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? It make no sense. So I had to cut some people off. I didn't want to, you know, but I know they ain't doing good in there, but I ain't got it.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah, I can dig it.
I can dig it.
I can dig it.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you hear about people getting out of prison and they go right back in, doing the same thing. You might have somebody stealing cars and they get out, and that's the only way they know how to make money. It's fast money. It's guaranteed fast money, and that's why they run back to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like somebody that does drugs, with the fentanyl. They know there's anybody knows that it could kill you. They know that in the back of their mind. But being sick, it's not worth it being sick. So they can take that chance. But yeah, there's not a lot of programs for somebody getting out. It's not a lot of help. When I got out, there was one program, and I went up there, and they were kind of like a little too churchy. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that they would, you know, help for financial stuff, help like I've been locked up, so I don't know how to do like insurance shit and like just like shit you don't know how to do. And if somebody's too preachy, you're not gonna want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
fact.
that's a fact.
Did you have any help getting out?
Nah, I went
Now I
straight
went straight
to my
to
girl's
my
crib. You
girl's
know what I'm
crib. You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
We got back
We
together
got back
before
together
I
before
got out.
I
You know
got
what I'm
out. You
saying?
know what
And
I'm saying? And
I was
I was
relatively straight.
relatively straight.
Oh, that's good. I mean, there's a lot of people that I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I got out, and the second week I was out, I was at my aunt's house, right? Because before I got locked up, that's the one thing about when people don't tell you. When you do years in prison, everything you had before, if you don't have somebody out there watching your shit, you ain't got it when you get out. All your
Hmm.
clothes, all your furniture. Luckily, I had my clothes, but I didn't have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So I had to
Yeah.
go back to family's house. So I'm sitting there. I just got out, and I'm there for 2 weeks. And one of my homeboys, he gets out. He was locked up, but he was at a different prison. So he comes over, and he's doing bad. He's doing worse than I am. He's asking me for money. I'm like, damn. I thought I was at the lowest point, being at family members' houses. He didn't have nothing. He was trying to like stay at we call it the fucking the houses, the boardrooms or whatever.
The
A
board run.
shelter.
Boardroom.
A
Yeah.
shelter or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. A halfway house, I think they're called.
Yeah. Well, a
Yeah.
Yeah,
halfway
well, a
house is
halfway
connected
house
with
is
the state.
connected with the state.
Well, he said something like that. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. I don't know how they work. I know halfway houses, you got to like if you get in trouble, they'll send you there and you got to stay there to be watched. But I don't know if he was talking about a shelter or what. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. but he was
Yeah,
doing worse than me. That's what the point I'm trying to make. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I thought I was the lowest, but he was way lower. He didn't have nothing.
yeah. Then
The
I think
bunker.
he tried to stay in the shelter, bro.
Yeah, shelter. That's what it probably was. But yeah, there's always somebody out there doing worse than you.
Yeah, that's a natural fact. Yo,
Jeez.
look, I'm about to go and start editing my stuff and
All
all
right.
that because this
All right, go.
echo is throwing me all the way off.
You good? I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I'm from Maryland. Miz is from New Jersey.
Jersey,
Jersey,
nigga. Where, nigga, you know where I'm from.
I said Jersey. Yeah, I
Alright,
remember.
I'm saying though, yo, you might as well keep the people while they here and do your thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I done been in here 2 hours, but yeah, I'm gonna stay here for like a minute, but
yeah,
until it starts to die down, I'll probably get off. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, and maybe do an episode tomorrow.
yo, we gonna have to do something crazy, man. We gonna have to push
What
the
you mean?
line, bro.
How?
Huh?
What? So with some crazy ass stories?
We gonna have to push the line, bro.
All right,
We gonna have to come with a whole different type of angle on these cats, man.
I can tell you some stories. See, there's some stories that I'm afraid to tell on here because like they're a little too crazy. But we might have to start opening them up for real. We might start to open them up. Yo, that interview you did with that guy that lives his life as a female, man. Hook that up, man. I'm trying to do that interview too, man.
I got you, my dude. But I think we might have a special guest coming in on Cell Talk tomorrow.
Oh shit. Oh, who's that?
A special guest. I'm gonna talk to you about it a little later.
All right, all right.
They've been waiting to come up on here too.
You got me wondering. I don't know who you talking about. I don't know who you talking about.
Everybody is wondering. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this person right here, bro. Whole different vibe. Whole different vibe.
Please. He said it's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call and get with him.
All right.
Yo,
before you go, you know that one content creator that does prison content that he's bald headed, he's black. He got the he's all what's his name? He's from California. He always wear the shades. The big swole dude, look like Debo.
Oh,
damn, I forgot his name, man. He be on YouTube.
He's a prison content creator?
Yeah, he be in California. Damn, I forgot his name, man. Well, anyways, he hit me up. I might be doing an interview with him.
It's not Cali, right?
I don't know.
They call him Cali.
I know he's one of the bigger creators, man. He's bald headed, black, and he got the shades on most of the time. Damn, man, I forgot his name, man. I think it started with a B or something.
I don't know, bro. But
yeah, I'll text it to you. I'm look him up and I'll text it to you. Yo, if y'all in the chat, can y'all please?
I'm out of here, man.
All right, can y'all please hit the like button? Help out. No, y'all ain't hit the like button. Ain't no way. But yeah, I used to get on here and I tell my prison stories and stuff. And sometimes I get on here and I do the podcast with Big Miz from the zoo. But and I mean that's been all right doing the podcast. You know, I hear like stuff from where he's at, New Jersey, and the prisons down there is way different. And that's one thing about prison. No matter where you are. What's the craziest story ever? The craziest story ever? To me, like when I was in prison, the craziest story ever? I don't even know. I can't even pick. It either has to be when I got my jaw broken. This is from my point of view. when I got my jaw broken in the county jail, or when I found out my dad, um, he came to the same jail I was at for a first degree murder. And that was crazy because he doesn't run the streets and nothing like that. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's in the house all day. Matter of fact, he was working for like a trash company, picking up trash like for years. And he come home, you know what I'm saying? And that was all over the news, like some crazy stuff. But the story about when I got my jaw broken, you know, that's probably like the crazy story to me, because that was just a crazy set of events, man. That was like not my first time going to jail, but yeah, man. Imagine getting your jaw broken by your own gang that you run with because you got manipulated. That was the craziest thing ever. I got that story on my channel though. I tell it sometimes on live, but I don't like telling it too much because I don't want it to be like every live you go to, I'm telling the same story. Then it starts to get old, you know what I'm saying? I like to tell different stories, but that's probably the craziest one though. But if you go on my channel, it's the first video I ever done. The quality is crap. I ain't gonna lie. It's got still. See, I wanted to try to be different when I'm telling my prison stories. Most people they put the camera on themselves and they just, you know, talk to y'all and tell y'all what happened. I was trying to be like outside the box, so I try to like add pictures and shit. I thought it would, you know, put me in another category. Tell us a story. I don't know, man. Let me try to think of a story. I don't want to tell a story that I already told though. No, I already told that one. Okay, I think I got one. So when I was in the county jail, that's where I met a whole bunch of crazy inmates in the county jail. And there was this one dude. His name, damn, what was his name? Fuck, I forgot his name. Dang, I forgot his name, but he had like curly hair. He had glasses. It was a white kid. And like, he was just weird. I was in quarantine and Santos, that's what his name was, Santos. I was in quarantine in the county jail. I'm sitting there just laying there and I hear inmates yelling out the door. They're saying, Santos, you be making love to animals. You a sicko. You be doing this and that. Just saying some crazy stuff, like some bestiality shit. So I'm like, man, there ain't no way. Like what they saying, what are they just joking with him and shit? So I go, this happens like all day. It's like 3 people yelling out the door at this guy, Santos. And I go to my vent because my homeboy was next door. And, you know, I tell him, I was like, yo, who the fuck is Santos? And why does everybody keep on saying that he be loving animals and shit? And he told me that there was a rumor going around that last time he was locked up, it was because there was a deer that got killed. I don't know if he killed it or they found it on the side of the road, but he took a camera and he went over there and like did inappropriate things with the deer's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And they filmed it and he went to jail because he was still in school when this happened or some shit. And they found out about it and he got sent to jail or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But that's what everybody was saying. So, you know, I end up getting off quarantine. I go to APOD and I don't hear nothing about Santos no more. I end up getting my jaw broken and that incident happened. And I had to go to the hole when that was all said and done. And when I was in the hole, they sent me to FPOD. And that's the same pod that Santos was at. You know, this is the first time me actually seeing him because he was in the cell. I didn't really see who he was. Man, this kid, he was dirty, man. He had like big curly afro, and he'll always have like a little t-shirt wrapped around it, like kind of like Rambo or something. His t-shirt, we had white shirts. His shirt was brown, looked like a tea bag because it was so dirty. And you know, he's just walking around the pod with like no shoes. He got flip-flops, and you know, you're not supposed to do that because you know, you get in a fight, you can't fight in no flip-flops. You be everywhere. And man, at first I ain't say nothing to him, but One day I went out there and he was watching cartoons one day. There wasn't barely anybody out there in the pod. It was early in the morning. Barely anybody was out there. And he got cartoons on the TV. How to Train Your Dragon. I'm dead ass. Because usually there's always sports on the TV or movies. But I guess it was so early in the morning, barely anybody was out there. I go up to him and I look down at the paper and he drawing a dragon. And he drawing himself in the picture, like making love to this thing. I'm like, what the fuck? This shit is true what they saying. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And I'm like, I started asking him questions and stuff. I'm like, yo, why are you locked up and stuff? And he tells me the same story. I couldn't believe it. He was proud of it. Like he was proud of it. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you, Grandma. But yeah, it was crazy, man. Come to find out, all that stuff that they were talking about wasn't even true. See, there's people that play crazy in hopes of if everybody thinks I'm crazy, they will leave me alone. I think he was trying to do that. So he started this story. He started the whole thing so people think he's crazy because nobody messed with him because they thought he was crazy. But people found out his real charges, and his real charges were he messed with his sister. And his sister was like 12 years old. He did inappropriate things with her. And when everybody found that out, man, they whooped him and put him out in the pod and everything. And, it's just crazy the things people would do to not be found out. He had everybody believing that he was doing that with animals just so they wouldn't find his real charges out. It's crazy. But yeah, I met a lot of crazy people while I was locked up. I don't wish jail on nobody, but there's a lot of people that you don't want to meet. And that's the crazy thing about going to jail. When you go to jail, you don't get a choice in the matter. They might put you in the cell with these people. It's crazy. There was this one guy named Darren Black. Everybody knows his name. And man, he would tear up the cell. Like the lights in the cell, he smashed them. He'd get the glass and he'd scrape it down into a weapon. And he would wrap it. He would take a sheet. He rip the sheet up and wrap it like a handle, and he would sell it for food. Man, when the COs come around, they're eventually going to see the damaged stuff. And, they're going to charge him for all that stuff. But he don't care. Man, this guy, he escaped out of the prison, out of the jail. And he did it we have beds, and they have little neon, nylon string in it. And it's like dental floss. If you can get a hold of it and get it out of your mat, man, this stuff is like tough. Man, he took that and he used it and sawed his window, his bars out of his window while he was in the hole. And the whole thing came out. He got out of the cell and was out there running around and all that. He wasn't even trying to escape. That's the thing. He was out there running around. He was like, hey, y'all, look at me. And got back in there. And they still seen him on camera and charged him. They gave him a escape attempt. So that was crazy. He got that escape attempt for nothing. And that ain't lightly. Thank you. I ain't been on live in a while, but I'm gonna try to get on more. I've been trying to work on my regular videos, and I was waiting for Miz to do the podcast, but I don't know if you noticed, but he's been doing other things like with Jay Williams. If you watch anything prison related, then you know about Jay Williams. He's one of the biggest prison, people out there. And Big Miz was on telling his stories last night. Yeah, no problem. That's the only thing that came to my mind. I can sit here and really think about stuff. You know what I'm saying? I really started thinking about stuff. I just gotta make sure. I'm trying not to tell a story that I told on another live, and I done did so many lives, so it's like because I don't want somebody watching one live and be like, okay, you told that story, and then they watch this one, I'm like, damn, you tell the same stories over again. Nobody said that, but I don't want to start doing it. Yeah, but I got a lot of stories on my page. If y'all want to check them out, please support me. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of effort into them damn stories, man. I put a lot of effort into them Because you know, most of these people, they just get in front of the camera and they just give y'all the story, and then boom, bye. Like I go the extra mile and give y'all visuals. You know what I'm saying? You have really sad eyes. Well, I mean, Dante show. Yeah, I seen that show. As for the eyes, I don't know. They look normal to me. I'm just tired. That might be it. Yeah, but I've been on here for almost 3 hours. I think I'm basically call it a night too. I thank everybody for coming in here. I'm gonna try to come on here tomorrow. I'm gonna try to come on here either like every other day or something like that. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming in. Please check out the videos. Support your boy. Like the video. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, for real? Thank you. I appreciate it though. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for coming in here and taking time out your day to yeah. But I'm tired. It's probably like it's 12 o'clock over here, man. I'm tired as hell. That's why my eyes look like this. I'm tired. All right, though. But please check out the videos. Thank y'all for coming.